Hey everyone, Joshua Shore with you in our WNDU newsroom in South Bend, Indiana. It is good to be with you on a Friday. It is unfortunate we have to join you with a little bit of a breaking news update from yesterday involving that initial crash we told you about on US 20. We actually have a map I'm going to show you where we're talking about here for those of you who are curious about the incident itself and what took place. This is what we're talking about here. That serious injury crash involving some athletes, student athletes from New Prairie High School's baseball team. We can now report that. That is official. That is something that we've just got word of from the county sheriff. We're talking LaPorte County here. This is all coming into our newsroom in the last hour, so I want to make sure that you guys get a second to join us on Facebook Live. And I know a lot of you guys are watching on our 16 News Now Plus platforms as well. Wherever you get your streaming, we appreciate you watching. Again, this is the breaking news update from yesterday's last night's story out of LaPorte County. This is the area where that crash happened. I want to show you guys a little bit of video from that crash, just to give you guys some perspective, which we had last night. This is aerial video from viewers of the very extensive crime scene where multiple people were hurt. And we now know, as of this morning, there is an arrest that has been made in connection to this crash. And we have a little bit of dialogue, if you will, that goes along with what we know happened leading up to this. And so this is the video that you're seeing, again, from the ground, from the air, from the area of where these two buses, mini buses, so to speak, were hit. So with that, I want to bring you guys into our newsroom and just read here the press release from LaPorte County Sheriff's Office, and then I'm going to go into a statement from the high school's baseball team. Before I get to that statement, I'm going to be extremely careful and not name the victim here. Even though it is on their official Facebook page, I am not going to name that victim, one of the victims involved here. But I am going to read this press release, and I'm going to try to read it mostly in full so you have all the information, all the facts in front of you as they have been given to us in the last hour. Again, I ask for your forbearance, still dealing with some allergies. I got my tissue here. That is why it's in view. I don't mind you talking about me in that regard. I just want to give you guys some perspective. Here's the update. The LaPorte County Sheriff's Office announces the arrest of 41-year-old Sean Wesley Russell Atkinson of Romeo, Illinois, in connection with yesterday's serious bodily injury crash at US 20 and Fail Road. Again, that was that video we just showed you here. In the initial stages of the investigation determined the St. Joseph County Police Department received a report of a box truck traveling westbound on State Road 2 in a reckless manner. A St. Joseph County deputy located the box truck in the area of State Road 2 and Timothy Road. A traffic stop was attempted. However, the box truck failed to yield, continued going west on State Road 2, and once it got to the county line, that is when the pursuit was terminated by St. Joseph County Police. It wasn't long after that, local time there. Again, we're talking about the dividing line of Eastern and Central Time, which is not far away from where I'm standing in South Bend. This would have been at 4 our time, just after 3 where this happened. There was another call to dispatch near State Road 2 and US 20 regarding a reckless driving box truck. It was 3 minutes after that call when crews responded to US 20 and Fail for a multi-vehicle crash involving the 2 minibuses that you're seeing on your screen with the New Prairie United School Corporation. By the way, there is one more vehicle involved in this, we believe to be a truck. No word on the condition of that person. I want to bring up the mug shot showing you the person that has been arrested in connection with all this. And let me just say, this confirms our earlier reporting from our Emma Broad that this was a criminal investigation. You are taking a look right there at Sean Wesley Russell Atkinson, who's been arrested and charged in connection to this bus crash. I want to now tell you what he's been charged with and the bond related to this, and then I'm going to read you a little bit of the statement that we're getting from the New Prairie High School baseball team that we have now confirmed was a part, basically the center of this investigation, because it was their buses and their athletes on these buses involved. This is what we know about Sean Atkinson, who is from Illinois. According to police, he was taken into custody at the scene. then transported to the hospital for treatment, and then medically cleared, and then taken to LaPorte County Jail, where he is still located right now on a $15,000 cash-only bond. That is a level 5 felony, what they've got him on right now. Preliminary charges for criminal recklessness. Anyone with dash cam, this is important, anyone with dash camera footage, or even if you witnessed somehow, some way, this box truck, which was operated by the man that you see on your screen there, they want to hear from you. Police want to hear from you. You can call LaPorte County Sheriff's Office. They are leading this investigation. This man is from Illinois, Romeoville, the suburbs of Illinois, small town technically, if you want to get technical. And that is the story involving the suspect in connection to that crash yesterday. The only other thing I want to add to this is, as you take a look at that mugshot in full, is a statement. And I'm going to read that statement right now, but I am going to do my best to avoid the name, because even though the statement is from New Prairie High School's baseball team on Facebook, you can read it yourself if you'd like. I am not going to, I'm just going to do some responsible journalism at this point and not report his name until we get more confirmation, more hard confirmation from school officials that it is okay to do so. The statement says, our players, coaches, and families went through a lot yesterday. This is from New Prairie High School baseball's team, okay? We ask that you continue to hold our team in positive hope and healing. We need it. While there were many injuries, they go into said name. This person has the longest road to healing in front of them. Their entire family is extremely special to us for all they have given of themselves to the community and the sport itself. Please surround them with the love they deserve. We are so grateful for the help of the first responders, ER staff, bystanders, and many others. That's the other thing I want to get to as well. The number of people hurt in this crash. We now know that. That is from LaPorte County. It is, according to them, 7 student athletes, 2 coaches. I repeat, 7 student athletes, 2 coaches are said to be hurt in this crash. It is a little bit, it's hard to report on a story like this, but our newsroom, sadly, we know what to do when it comes to stories like this. I say like this because this is its own story, right? It has its own set of circumstances. It is unique in several ways. It is its own story. But obviously, we've had several bus-related incidents, and it just, it is, and I've said it yesterday, it is just sick deja vu that so many people have gotten somewhat used to in our area, and that is upsetting, to say the least. We had the situation in 2018 in Fulton County that you know by now, and that involved 3 young kids who lost their lives. Again, involving a bus, involving a school bus and someone running a stop arm. And then later that year, in December of 2018, there was another school bus related accident that killed another young boy. And then in 2022, we had a Warsaw incident where there were some critical injuries in that. And in fact, we started this week telling you about sentencing related to that Warsaw 2022 bus incident. And now we're bookending the week with another bus related incident. It's somewhat surreal for us, at least as reporters, telling you about this story. Back to this specific case and this specific man that you see on your screen. One other thing I want to add is this quote from Captain Allen with the LaPorte County Sheriff's Office. He says, "We are asking for your thoughts and prayers for all the injured, their families and friends, and the entire school corporation. Please do not speculate," underscoring what they're saying here. Please do not speculate on the circumstances of the crash and respect the privacy of those impacted by this tragic incident, which is why I am not going on record with the name of that person who was hurt. Toxicology tests are pending for those of you who are asking in Facebook. That crash is, the investigation is ongoing, and no further information is available for release at this time. Again, these criminal charges are mere accusations, and obviously Sean Wesley Russell Atkinson is presumed innocent until proven guilty. So we want to just add that line in our reporting and let you guys know that. That is the update as I have it right now. We've heard from Rudy Yakum, representative for our area, who sent his thoughts and prayers. We've heard from South Bend Police Department sending their thoughts and prayers to the New Prairie community. We've heard from several school districts. We've heard from mayors in our area. We've seen statements from different school corporations and districts putting out their heartfelt words and thoughts and prayers as well. So I just want to make note of that. That is important. It seems like anytime something like this has happened, and again, we have seen so many eerily similar situations that has happened like this community wraps its arms around the affected people and families and first responders impacted, because that is what we do here in Michiana. I want to look at some of the posts here on Facebook. About 400 people watching, at least on here, probably a lot more in TV land, wherever you're watching right now. From our newsroom. Again, that is the update that we have right now. It appears there are no questions, so I'm going to end this, but just a little brief update. Again, that man on your screen has been charged in connection to the crash at US 20 and North Vale that we showed you yesterday, the video that is almost hard to see that you're looking at right now. That man has been arrested, and he is 41-year-old Sean Wesley Russell Atkinson of Romeoville, Illinois. We will continue to follow this as, again, this is the initial stages of the investigation. We'll bring you updates right here on Channel 16. We have a team that is on the story today. And we know a lot of people who are impacted here. In our newsroom, we know a lot of people who are impacted in this community as a result of this incident. And so we are taking this story on with care, and we ask for your patience, your grace, your forbearance as we try our best to get more facts out of this and try our best to tell you everything as we know it. Again, this all happened it really began in St. Joseph County when there was a chase because of this box truck and that driver that we told you about who was driving recklessly. The driver being this man here. And we can tell you that they called off that pursuit once it got to LaPorte County line. And then not long after that is when this crash happened. So we'll keep you posted. And we'll let you know as we learn more about this situation.